You plan on moving to Calgary, but you don't know if whether you should be within city limits or in one of its satellite communities. I'm here to help you try and make that decision, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you want to live. There are a lot of different opportunities in Calgary and its satellite communities with what they have to offer. One of the biggest determining factors will be where you need to work. Lots of people want to live close so they don't have a huge commute time. So your place of employment might be important to know, but each quadrant of the city offers some great neighborhoods for whatever you're looking for. And on the other side, I have met a lot of people who are moving from these other provinces, and you tell them you only have a 20 or 30-minute commute to get into Calgary, and compared to what they were driving before, that is nothing. And if that means they can get that larger home in that a little bit smaller of a town where everything they need is right there, but they get the home they truly want, they are 100% willing to make that drive. Affordability options. The outer communities will offer more affordable home options, allowing people to find a newer home, a larger home at the same price of something that might be a little smaller and older within city limits. That being said, because of the desirability and limited size of these communities, there might not be as many options on the market, depending on where you're looking and when you're looking. You have the potential that many others are going to be looking in that same exact neighborhood for that same exact home, creating a lot more competition. Now, big city living or that small town feel. Living in Calgary gives you access to many other options and amenities. Whether you're shopping, going out to eat, spending the day out with family or friends at parks or events going on in the city, you have a ton more options to choose from. Now, I've lived in Calgary and now I live in Cochrane. I definitely found that living in the city, people kept to themselves a lot more. And you might not know your neighbors just as well. Depending on who you are, that's either a positive or a negative. Living in those smaller communities is a lot more tight knit. You know your neighbors and you know a lot more people on that street. You have everything you need in these communities, but you just don't have as many options. It is much more limited, but when you find those local favorites that you know and love and can rely on to be consistent, you just can't get enough of them. It might be the same few parks and things to do on the weekends, but it allows you to become a lot closer with those areas and what they have to offer. Now, established versus still growing. Living in the city means it is established and you know what's around you. The shops, the restaurants, amenities, infrastructure, local community centers are all there and have been there for a long time. It also, in my opinion, gives a lot more of a homey feel. The established areas, the mature tree-lined streets, and those amazing parks offer just a strong sense of comfort. The communities around Calgary are still growing. There is a lot more newer development. The new communities look a lot more cookie cutter, smaller lots, and are still trying to grow their roots. They are ever changing as more homes are built and more people keep moving there. So these communities are playing catch up and having to make significant changes to infrastructure and resources to keep up with the growing demand of people relocating. That being said, something established also makes it harder to get into sometimes, especially price-wise. You're either getting that home that needs extensive renovations and a ton of work to make it what you want it to be, or you're paying a pretty penny for somebody that did all that work and all those renovations are already completed so you can move into it. A lot of these growing communities, you're getting into a new build or something relatively new. So if you plan to live there for an extended period of time, you build significant equity over those years. At the end of the day, you need to figure out what is going to be good for you, your life, and your family. Each one of these are going to provide you amazing options and amazing opportunities. If you're looking at trying to make that relocation, I think it's always very important to start a little broader and narrow it down from there. You don't want to paint yourself in a corner from day one. Unless you 100% know the exact neighborhood or the exact area, exact community that you want to be in, no problem. But look at the other options. There's been so many times where I have had clients go, this is the only neighborhood I'm living in, this is where I want to be, this is it. And I said, hey, I understand that. I completely hear you and we can make that work. But have you looked at A, B, C, D as other options? I believe they are also exactly what you're looking for without maybe as high of a price point or without maybe as high density of an area. Why don't we take one day and explore these, and if you don't like them, no problem. But if you do like what you see, then it's something that we can consider. So it's 100% worth the time to expand the search from the start, take a little bit of a look at what those options are, what everything looks like as a whole, and narrow it down from there. So if you want to figure out what is best for you, why don't you book a call, let's sit down, talk about it, figure it out, put a plan together. Thank you for watching.